Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you've all had a productive season and I'm wishing you all a productive new year. In today's show, we'll obviously, after our introduction, we'll have disclaimers, our usual updates, um, an introduction to our co host for today, Mr. Everett, Mr. Fitzroy Everett, um, who um, will be also discussing his current mission and his contribution to the Black community in the UK. We will also be um, mhm, uh, we'll also be discussing our topic of the day, which is the Black man and their position in society and why we need our own. Before rounding up with um, some videos and hopefully a discussion with Miss Shahrazad Ali's documentaries or clips from her documentaries. So, may I wish good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to our African and Caribbean community spread over the world, wherever you are. We wish you peace, love, more life, and more progression. Welcome to all nations. Thank you for joining us. Um, we look forward to your correspondence or communication throughout the show. Um, so before I move forward, as usual, I'll go ahead and give a few disclaimers. But if you'd like to see our full disclaimer, please visit our channel and see episode 1 for a full breakdown of our disclaimers and the reasoning behind them. So first and foremost, I'd say we are not a professional historian or a legal channel. We do provide some form of advice with regards to locating information. Anything that we offer should be independently researched. Two is that we are a channel that's dedicated towards the progression of black people, and while we will be acknowledging and commemorating the history of slavery and the issues that's come about because of it, we want to focus our efforts on making a change, making a difference, and making the world a different place for our children. Just getting the ball rolling. This is a long process, so it's a ball rolling. Our next disclaimer is that I do have multifocal tics. She hasn't appeared on any of the shows just yet, so I'm hoping it stays that way. But if in any event I shout or make any untoward noises or have some twitches, I will try my best to resume as soon as possible. Yeah. So that's it for the disclaimers. And like I said, if you want to see further the full breakdown of this disclaimer, please see episode 1. Updates. So the first update is from the court. I have received communication that I need to have a stay lifted, so I've made the application to lift the stay. That was probably an oversight on my part, where I was so eager to get the defendants to respond, and the fact that they hadn't been communicated throughout the process of following the civil procedure rules. In any case, that application is going in now. I have also had correspondence from the defendants, and they have advised that they do intend to defend the case, and part of their defense is that they are relying on the fact that I do not have an expert witness, and for this reason they want to get this case thrown out of court. Now, let me just state here that this is the benefit of having a legal firm on your side, is because they pay for expert reports. Expert reports can cost anything from a few thousands to hundreds of thousands, depending on the complexity of the case. My case is very complex, so I'm expected to be quite up there, if not in at least the tens and thousands. I am not able to fund this, and as a result, I'm taking other steps to try and ensure that I could secure an expert. In this case, it will be a joint expert, and I'm asking the court to um, impose that the defendant pays this money in order for me to receive some kind of justice. There is a particular civil procedure rule that I'm going under to do this, and the reason would be that they've caused such detriment to me that I'm in a weaker position than I would have been had I had the fair treatment, and as such, I would have been able to have finances to actually possibly pay the money or to get a loan and repay it. But this option has been taken out of my hands. Also, I've depended heavily on the Equality Act, which advises that disability you shouldn't be at a disadvantage because of any disability. I will elaborate on that further on later on in the show. But if you have any questions or you need any information on this, you can contact us at Civil Mackenzie Friends. As you know, I do own Civil Mackenzie Friends, which is a firm that assists litigants in person with their civil matters. You can contact us at Louise, that's Louise, Louise, at civilmackenziefriend.co.uk. So that's where I'm at with that so far. So they have, the defendants have responded by saying that they plan to defend the claim, and that they plan to rely heavily on the fact that I do not have an expert witness in order to throw out my case. And I have obviously made applications or representations to ensure that I can, or to request that the defendant pays half of pays the full cost of the expert witness. With regards to petitions, the petition is in the same place as it was. I'm almost seeing that this petition isn't going to go forward, and that's okay. I just hope in the future that we can make the numbers in order for us to be able to start making heavy movements with regards to change, the changes that we want to see in schools that affect our community, in healthcare that affect our community, generally in society. And our positions in society. We're only going to be able to make certain changes once we get part of this legal system and create change. And an example of this would be the gay rights movement. I explained this a bit in episode 1. So again, I advise that you go ahead and watch episode 1. If there's any topics you want me to discuss or to bring forward, please send us an email at mystory at blacktabletalkshow.co.uk. Next update is my health. So aside from the claim, I will talk about my health. At present, I do not have a GP. I believe I explained this in episode 4. If I didn't, then I will review and probably explain this again later at a later date. But with regards to my current health, I am, well, thanks to the help and encouragement of my family and friends, I've now booked a flight and appointment with a private hospital in St. Lucia. It's the same hospital that originally diagnosed me, and I'm doing this because number one, I don't have a GP. I don't feel safe under the NHS, and I'm also going through a lot of a lot of pain and suffering, unfortunately, that I can't explain, and so I need to get treatment in a place that I feel comfortable. So this is what's happening now. I would definitely love to thank my mother. Thank you very much for your support. Dion, thank you very much for your support. Dan, thank you very much for your support. I really appreciate the love and care that you have allowed you guys to assist me in this. It means a lot to me. Whilst I'm in the spirit of giving thanks, may I also give thanks to the Almighty for giving me the strength and courage to get to this stage, to carry on with this progress. I know, and I just ask for more blessings. Thank you for the people you surrounded me with, in the mighty and powerful name of Jesus. May I also thank my son and my mother again, and my fiance for all the support that you guys give me, the emotional support. I wouldn't be able to do any of this, and everything I am is because of you guys and the Almighty. Right, so moving forward, today we're supposed to be joined by, well, two co-hosts. Unfortunately, one of our co-hosts are really unwell, so that's Celina. Well, sending well wishes to you, and I look forward to co-hosting with you in the coming weeks. Get well soon, and I'll be checking with you later on. All right. Celina is from the Lupus Hub, and she'll be joining us, sharing her contribution to the Black community, and to share tips for people that have autoimmune diseases, um, namely lupus. But these illnesses kind of overlap each other, so there'll be great benefit for many illnesses, rheumatic illnesses or autoimmune diseases. She also has a lot of social events coming up, and I think it'll be fantastic for everyone to join in and take a look, and most importantly to support the movement. It's definitely important for us to start supporting each other, and for us to make the change that we want to see. We also today we have Mr. Fitzroy Everett is joining us, as well, co-hosting, joining us. He'll be joining us to talk about his mission and contribution to the Black community here in the UK, as well as a project that he's got going on in Jamaica. Um, I'm very proud to see what he's doing, and I'm very proud to know that there's so much of us doing so many different things. And I'd really love to be able to bring it all here in one place for us to be able to view. So I'm about to join Mr. Everett. So bear with me for 1 second. Hi, good evening, Mr. Everett. How are you? Can you hear me?
Good evening, Lou. I'm very well, thank you. Can you hear me clearly?
It's lovely. I'm very well, thank you. I'm very well, thank you. It's lovely to have you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me on this platform. Very much appreciated. So I thank you for your time, Lou.
Thank you. So today I was saying, do you want to start by telling us a bit about what you do in the UK with regards to mentoring and anything else you may have going on?
Absolutely. Thank you. The mentoring side of things, I work with a local group in the local area in Croydon, the Mighty Men of Valor, and I work with young black boys in schools, sometimes at their homes. A couple of the boys are autistic. They range from the age from 10 up to 16, 17 years old. Uh, and I just think it's very important to let these guys have a voice, if I'm honest with you. The main thing I try to get across to them is they're no different. They can achieve whatever they want to achieve. And autism, just to raise awareness and don't let that be a barrier to them.
Fantastic. So, what was your inspiration for wanting to invest your time into the youth and specifically into the Black community?
I just think that the age I'm at now, and the need. Couple of people that I first started talking with, Dr. Les Henry, Brother Hamza Mohammed, back in 2019, told me to go on a mentoring course, come over to West London to see some of the work they're doing at the West London Academy. And it was just a general interest and the love for my own and just a need. And I just felt like, let's stop talking, let's just try and start doing.
Yeah, let's be about it. Okay, so what are your views on a black man's position in society, and how they impact the youth, or your preparations for dealing with the youth?
Just love to see lots more black male role models, in government, everywhere, on TV, in every walk of life. I mean, that will inspire the younger black generation, I feel. if they can see more black people, more black men like themselves, not just in music, not just in sports. It's great that we have a big representation in music and sports, but even in that, let's see more black managers and things like this, and this will influence the younger generation coming up. And I feel that if they see a lot of more black people in position of power, and I think it'll be something for them to elevate to, and they will recognize they can achieve and they can get there.
Hmm. Yeah, fantastic. So you you also have a program. I think okay, great. You also have a program where you're also focusing on developing as development. Do you want to tell us a bit about that?
My apologies. It's not clear. Come say that again, please, Lou. I do apologize.
Okay, sorry. Can you hear me? Is my mic all right?
Let me turn you up as well here. Yep, I can hear you now.
Okay, so I was saying that you also have a program that you've developed in Jamaica, again, for your people, your community. Can you tell us a bit about that program?
Absolutely. So the Jamaica thing now is a charity non-profit. It's called Young Jamaica Foundation. It's very young. Just registered the business last year in end of March, and it's basically to help the needy. For example, we're working with a group over there in Portmore. They're doing great things. They assist, for example, with young one parent families. Maybe the father's not around or there's difficulties. And we also assist, when I say we, I mean my family, with a program in Bible where we help fund a school program in terms of providing breakfast, lunch, and sponsor one child for a term. Ongoing issues again with this other organization that I work with. They're doing great things in Portmore and things like this. They work with orphanage in schools in New Kingston and also in downtown Kingston. So I'm basically just trying to help where I see a need, if that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, yeah, that's fantastic. Okay, so what have you done within your company so far? Have you had any successes?
So basically, I'm asking for donations. A lot of family, a lot of friends. So what I've got, I have a lot of school equipment. I got furniture. I have school boards, whiteboards, laptops, projectors, school books, exercise books. Uh, I have people donating clothes to me, like secondhand clothes that can go to the orphanage in Linstead. So it is a success from where I started. When we first started this, I keep saying we because it's not just myself, it's just grown and grown where my family are now involved. So basically, we just started saying in the beginning that what we'll do is we'll maybe just fund textbooks and pencils and crayons. And it's just grown. The amount of love that I've been shown by strangers, by family, by friends in things like donations, but I just mentioned, and it's just been overwhelming. The main thing now, what I want to take to the next level, is to promote and raise awareness of what I'm doing, and to get the name of the charity out there, and for people, companies even, to assist with shipping. I've got so much stuff to ship at the moment, and like I said, from where we started, it is growing and growing and growing. It's becoming a monster.
This is fantastic. So if anyone's got anything they wanted to contribute to you, where would they do that? How would they get that to you? How do they contact you?
I can obviously leave my details with you through the charity. Whether it's a position where we could even go around, if the people don't mind, we'll collect any items that they want to donate. I can leave the charity details. I can also leave my email address. I'm on
Don't forget you
Facebook.
were live. So you take the opportunity to share your details live as well. I most
It's
definitely, yeah, but take the opportunity. Every opportunity counts. Go ahead, go for it.
Absolutely. You can find me on Facebook, Young Jamaica Foundation. My name is Fitzroy Everett. Look me up on Facebook. You'll see the details. You'll see everything on there in relation to the charity. And my email address is on there, feverett1 at icloud.com, people. Get at me.
Lovely. That's fantastic. So, are there other than preparing to get more items, more equipment? Do you have any other plans for the project? Is there any possibility of integration between the UK and Jamaica within with
Absolutely.
regards to the youth? Some point of knowing their homelands, the possibility of getting the UK children that probably more need it, to be quite honest with you, understanding a bit of their roots, heritage.
Oh, come on, that's perfect. And that is on the agenda. Uh, like I said, the thing has just grown and grown at a rapid speed. But for sure, this early part of this year, I'm looking to register another charity in England to link the two charities together, the UK and Jamaica charities, so under one umbrella. So watch this space in a few months' time once I come back from Jamaica. I'm actually traveling in a couple of days' time. Once I get back, settle back in here, give myself some time, and in a few months' time, I'll do the due diligence and register another charity in the UK to link with the charity in Jamaica.
Fantastic. So while you're on your trip in Jamaica, are we going to be privy to an interview, an update?
Absolutely. Basically, I've done an Instagram account just for the business. The Facebook account is just for the business. I've been doing lives when I get out there. I've spoken to a lot of people in Jamaica already. Uh, my good friend Lorraine is really, really key to the success of the PIP organization in Jamaica. And they're aware. I'll come over, we'll do some lives. We'll go to Linstead, we'll go to the orphanage, we'll go to their schools, we'll go in the community. We'll have everything just for the people to see the great work that they're actually doing in Jamaica on the ground. I cannot praise them enough or salute them enough. They're doing so many good things with the elderly, like I said before, with young children, with young mothers. Honestly, they're just doing so much.
Fantastic. So when we first spoke, I your page, you actually have the Jamaican logo on your page, one of the ministries. Can you tell us? I mean, your program is very well certified. You've got the backing of some really, really good people. I think that this is going to be an incredible mission for you. Um, how will you go about using your platform with the ministry?
It's all about raising awareness of what I found so far. And I'll say it again, it's very young. A lot of things that I'm doing at the moment, I'm being exposed to a lot of things that, obviously it's new to me and I'm learning as I'm going along. But I find that the more awareness that I can raise, the more people that can see what's happening, the more people that are willing to come on board. So for me, it's just all about getting the name out there. Uh, just raising the awareness everywhere I go. I'm promoting it. Every opportunity I get, I'm promoting it. It's just pushing it out there to a level where so many people get to know about it. Word of mouth, social media. I just want to just get it out there so that everyone and everybody's aware about it, and we can just get everybody who feel that they want to make a contribution can just give us a hand.
Fantastic. So this is great. So everyone, this is Mr. Fitzroy Everett of the Young Jamaica Foundation, and he also does mentoring with the Black youth in the UK. Please endeavour to look into his profiles and to support his mission. As I said, each one teach one. We need each other for us to move forward. So his details are. Sending it back to you. Your details again.
No problem at all.
Your contact details.
It's Feverett. That's F Everett, the number one. icloud.com. That's my email address, and you can look me up on Facebook under my government name, Fitzroy Everett, and the charity's Young Jamaica Foundation.
Fantastic.
Instagram.
We're going to move on. Sorry?
Instagram as well as our Young Jamaica Foundation as well on Instagram.
So that's Young Jamaica Foundation on Instagram. So we're going to move forward with the show. You're staying us for the rest of the show, are you?
Absolutely, Lou. It's been a pleasure, and I will definitely be tuning in for the rest of the show.
Okay, so can we hold you on so we could get your input? So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. So, topic of the day, so we're going to be going into some videos shortly. The videos are 12 minutes. I may pause here and there to give like a brief commentary on what's going on or views upon what's going on. But the idea of these videos are to highlight or for me to bring forth the points I'm trying to raise with regards to the black man, their position in society, and why they need the black woman. Again, why they need the black man. I believe in episode 3, we discussed the black woman. Or the angry black woman, and we tried to put some kind of sense behind all the comments that go on and all the degrading comments that go on about black women. In that show, we advised we'd be doing one about the black man, and here today. I just want to highlight that despite us, this episode is about the black man, so do not take offense when we're speaking directly about what the black man's going through. It should be appreciated that just like the black woman has her struggle, our struggle, the black man also has, and as important as it is for us, our truth, they need to speak their truth also. And the only way that we're actually really going to come together is when we stop blaming each other and stop trying to see whose hurt is worse than each other and come together. My question is, when you speak about the man, it seems like you're degrading the woman. When you speak about the woman, it seems like you're degrading the man. But I hope we're all mature enough to know that we're just trying to really get the positives out of the situation to move forward. And the question would be, which comes first, the egg or the chicken? I don't know a person to date that's really come up with an answer to that question. So this is very similar to what we're going through here. Is it the egg or the chicken? Is it the man or the woman? So we just have to be thick-skinned and really try and hear the essence of what's going on. Miss Shahrazad Ali, she's an avid promoter of the black community, of the black man, of the black woman. She generally promotes a lot about the black man because there is so much about the black woman already. However, if you really take the time to listen to her, you'll understand that she is saying the black woman is powerful. She does follow the she is a black powerful herself, but she's trying to bring some kind of normality to the black community with regards to our families and the way that we should be lived. For this reason, I will be referring to her videos today. Before we do that, I will be sharing a clip with you just to, like I said, bring forth some of my ideas or views. And this video I got on the Raw Crawper page, who posted this on the 8th of December last year. He's also a content creator. He does have some quite some good content. So go ahead and follow him. He's one of us. Follow him. So to go into the video, let's see. Can I add this to the stream?
What about the police? You know we go. Fuck the police. Yeah, but you know what? All right.
Can I get a thumbs up if you can hear me? Mr. Everett, thumbs up. All right, great, fantastic. So this clip is about a store in. Thank you. I've got you. I can see it seems to be that a woman was sexually assaulted by one of the store members, and she defended herself, and some obviously some argument or whatnot took place after that. However, the police did come in, and what I really want to highlight is number one, the male, the how lost the male was, and I'm trying to highlight the importance of a woman's position to a man, as well as the man's position to the woman, which I hope will become a bit clearer as we go through this video. I also want you to look at the reactions of the police, but I will also there to bring my fourth point forward.
How do you get that?
Come on.
Call the police, call the blood clot police. I'm gonna say you arrest me.
If you're in charge, they go, listen,
That's a
call
call.
the police.
That's a call.
I know, uncle, you know it goes.
I don't care about the police.
You know it goes.
Fuck the police.
Yeah, but
Call the police, you bastard. Call the police. Call the police.
You and fuck the police.
Hey,
Leave me alone. No, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? I don't want you.
Go out. Go out.
want her on the show.
Go out, Baba.
Move.
Baba,
I don't want her on the show.
move from there so you look a dirty boy. Dirty boy, move from there.
Move.
So the video's a little bit slow, so so you see a gentleman come out with blood on his face where she has actually defended herself, so to speak. Let's see if we can get this video to keep moving. And all the the black gentleman you see there, he's a security guard, and the other individuals are obviously family of the person that owns the shop.
Why are you touching me, Joe? Why are you touching me, Joe? I'm trying to why you take her go? Why you see me doing it? Just take her go. Take her go. Take her go. Did you hurt yourself?
So once again, live show, anything can happen. This video is going a little bit slower than each in the link. You should go still use this as my description to explain what's on. Okay, that's, if you can see that, that's the guy that got assaulted. Okay, so in this image you see her partner, I'm not sure if it's her husband or her partner, actually number one, he's in a weakened position. There's several men in the store. Him as one man could never take on all these men, and then if he did, not only is it at a physical disadvantage, he's also at a disadvantage of getting arrested, being abused by the police. So this would be in front of his mind. However, he knows he's a man to have to take care of his missus or the woman that he's with, whether it's a family. She is very within herself, and rightly so. Anybody that gets attacked would want to stand up and fight for themselves. But we need to be very careful of how we do things, because this society makes our right, turns our rights into our own. When the police arrive at this, really, please do take time to go and watch it. When the police do arrive on this, the first thing they did was the first thing.
Narine.
It's not working, so I am going to have to give up while I'm
See what she's
So when the police arrive, the black woman actually is trying to tell the police that she was sexually assaulted by the member in the shop. The police asked her to be quiet because she asked why, and they said because they need to listen to everybody else. They saw the blood on the man's face, and then one of the guys said it was a white police officer, and it was either an Indian police officer or someone of an Asian descent. And as he walked in, he simply gave the other a nod. He gave the officer a nod, so he knew that was he was going to take her down. And they never heard her point of view. Turned her around, handcuffs, very aggressively hitting her, dragging her on the floor higher up the road. Yeah. So my take on this, the reason why I wanted to bring this to your attention is because, like I said, I'm not saying that you should lay down and let anybody do anything to you, but I'm saying as a woman, if you're with a man, you need to fulfill your feminine role. And that is to listen to your man. Listen, if he's saying to you, let's go out, let's try and do things in a more diplomatic way, or let's just remove ourselves from this situation, you need to not only consider yourself, you need to consider the man that you're with. You need to be a unit. And what's happened here, she is so much into her masculine energy, she can't hear anything else. She's become so aggressive that even when the police have come, and I'm sorry to use the word aggressive because I really hate that for black people, but I cannot deny, you cannot deny what I've seen in this picture, in that footage. It took me a good while to understand that she was being assaulted because she wasn't articulating herself. She was more showing the physical side. And while I understand everybody doesn't speak perfect English, perfect or not, but there is a way that we need to start conducting ourselves in order for us that we want, for us to get the responses that we want. There is a way to deal with everything, but the way wouldn't be to stand up there and to be the exact example of the way they portray us in the first place, which is the aggressive black woman. And then you've got the man there, almost emasculated, doesn't know what to do, doesn't want to be part of the situation, is trying to follow through because, that's whoever he's with, in whatever capacity he's with her. But she's more masculine than him. There's not much he could do, which means he cannot protect her. And that's the role of the black man within this society, is the provider, is the protector. And that doesn't take away from us being strong black women. I understand that we can only put down that sword when the black man has stepped up to his role properly, but we've got to start somewhere. Okay. Mr. Everett, you with me?
I am indeed.
Yes. So obviously we didn't get to see that video, but with regards to the explanation, do you get where I'm coming from with this? What's your take on it?
Yeah. In that situation, the aggressive behavior didn't help. If I'm honest with you. Sometimes to get what you want and to get across and to just buck the stereotype, I think just calm down a bit and maybe she could have explained herself a bit better. I'm not condoning even the behavior of the police, the way they handled what you explained, but yeah, that could have been prevented.
Rightly so. I completely agree. And what they did completely wrong. And it's easy for anybody to turn around and say, well, actually, if somebody assaulted you, you were behaving that way. But we are not any other race. We are a race that are already downtrodden, and any opportunity for them to take us and to do whatever they do will be taken. So we do need to be very careful on that. So I just want, I'm going to leave that there, and then I'm going to try and bring you through to Shahrazad Ali. Hopefully this video plays okay, being that there's so much activity going on. And fingers crossed that this one works out well. So here goes.
Against the part of man is a direct cause of the breakdown in our black family structure. Now, of course, there are many black people who consider those fighting words because as black women, we have never been subject to the men since we have protected and shielded from any kind of critiquing about our personal behavior, where the book, an attack on black women. I have never said that all black women do everything that I list in my book. None of us have lived long enough to do everything. But most of us do some of the things that I have listed in my book. And I do say that because of the generalizations that we are all victimized by some of the negative patterns of behavior in the book, but the book just represents our collective contribution. This is some of everything that we have done, or that we do daily. The breakup of our relationship with man and the failure of our children to be able to function. They did not tell us that being independent would lead to separation, loneliness, celibacy, and lesbianism. They didn't tell us that if you give up the things worse and it will destroy you. They didn't give us that information. They made us think that it was some kind of glorified position to brag about the fact that I got my own job, my own credit card, my own car, so I don't need no man. It ain't got nothing to do with being with no man. We have some serious relationship problems to address on because everybody wants to pretend that this is not going on. Over 60% of our women are single, widowed, separated, or divorced. They don't have a man. I got a housing complex that the Urban League built, which is a black organization that is for women and children only. I didn't have time to deal with it, but I talked about them real bad. That's the silliest program I've ever heard of. Them women that had men, if they got a bunch of children, they need fathers. They need protection. We hear about the drug problem that we have in our projects across the country. It's one of the major places we have a drug problem. We talk about the great strength that we have as black women. Well, the welfare department don't rent government apartments to single black men. Those apartments belong to black women who are allowing this to go on in their home. We have not looked at what part of the responsibility do we share. Yes, black men sell a lot of drugs, and a lot of us black women get the money from them drugs and buy some of these fancy clothes we wear. Drive around in some of these fancy cars. He is not whether they are good or bad. See, we have a lot of power. We are very strong women. I'm saying that we're using our strength in the wrong direction. We're using it to tear our man down, tear our nation down instead of building it up. Having an education and a job does not. I keep telling black women that to raise a child, they say, well, I provided with food, clothing, and shelter. That's not raising a child, that's maintaining one. You need to live with a woman. We have sons who are, by not having a father in the home, they don't know how to respect women. They take on the black female emotionalism. They're doubtful. They're indecisive. They can't make a decision. They don't know what to do about being a man because we can't teach them that. We don't have that knowledge. We have daughters who grew up in a home, don't see any, there's no man there, they go out into the world trying to eat, they don't have no idea how to be no woman to no man, how to function in a house with a man, because they haven't seen it. Most of the children, just like us, get all the information we have about how you be with a mate off television. It's the only medium that shows us anybody being. The white woman's liberation movement, we have been under the control of the black man for over 500 years. So what do we have to get liberated from? They haven't been our boss. That's the white woman and her man. They're going through that, and that's their business. We don't have any business being in there. They only introduced it to break down the civil rights movement. Civil rights movement started with the black man, the black woman, and the black child standing together, trying to be for freedom, justice, and equality, and more big country that they had to have built. They threw the white woman in there with the women's liberation movement, the woman against man. That created a big separation between black men and black women, because then everybody started going for self. They tell us enough to clothe and house our children, we have to give up our man. You have to put the man out of the house. When the white farm wife goes to the government for subsidy for the farm, they don't tell her to get rid of the farmer, they keep that family together. But in the black community, they make it a requirement, because they want to keep endorsing into the black community that he is not deserving of respect, he is not deserving of us letting him give us any protection or instruction, and that we are better than them. The major responsibility that the black woman has had on the earth for the trillions of years that we have children have a great deal to do with the survival of any people, the reproduction of the nation, and feeding them the proper foods so that they can live. Those are very important jobs. Those are very powerful positions, because it puts us in a position to decide who's going to live or die, and how slow they're going to die by what we feed them. We have a very powerful position. It's not a small role that we play. We have just been taught to misrepresent and misuse that power. Have been on to give us to have failed. The white people don't know how to get along. They don't get along with nobody on earth. So they didn't have no information to impart to us about how to get along. They changed their relationship rules at will. We have, tons of black children around this country that who were grown up by the fact that they were referred to as the outside child. When we were having children like that, they called it illegitimate children, until the white woman started having them, and now it's single parent. See, they changed the rules according to what they're doing. So I've called on our people to change them depending on what we want to do, what our needs are. There's another need that has not been addressed in our community, because nobody will deal with it, and that's one that God did not create three sexes. We only have men and women. Now, I have not said that we should reject the system trying in and trying to reject them from among us. That is some kind of normalcy, because that's not normal. I'm trying to demonstrate how they have set rules that they have forced us to follow, that they don't even follow them when they get ready. We can change them to suit us when we get ready, especially if we have what we have now, which is a failing system. It hasn't worked for us. We don't have to be ashamed that it hasn't for us. But we do have to be ashamed of the fact that we keep plodding behind it and not trying to make the corrections that will help our people to survive.
He wants to keep us separated from our land. The only door, the only route we have
educational background is. In fact, we have proven that the more education we get in front of our
Okay. So that was Shahrazad Ali. I look forward to your comments. I have seen some of your comments, so thank you, Joyce Emmanuel, Negus, Jay. Thank you all for your contributions. So that was Shahrazad Ali, and that was her viewpoint. There's not much I could add to that. However, I will be wrapping it up shortly. Mr. Everett, what was your take on that?
Powerful. In one word, very powerful. There's a lot of truth, a lot of history in what she said. Very powerful. I wouldn't mind seeing the full transcript, the full speech. If I'm honest, very interesting.
So the link is in our bio, and I will send it to you personally after the show. Do you think any of what she says has any bearing on how we see the youth of today? Firstly, with regards to the young man not knowing how to deal with a woman or how to be a man in society. And secondly, with regards to a female, not knowing what to expect for a man or how to be that proper feminine model to make that actual model work.
Unfortunately, from slavery days, part of our history, part of the long time agenda, long time narrative, separate the black man from his family, separate the black man from his children, through lies, through whatever means. So again, it's very important for us as a people to know our history, to know that this went on in the past. In some degree, it's still going on today, a modern day slavery. So it's very important that we know ourselves, we know what we went through, we know what we're still going through, and we educate ourselves. We look after our family, we educate our friends, we educate our family. We can't change the past. However, we can educate ourselves so we can shape the future.
Great, amen. Completely. There's nothing much more I could add to that. But in rounding up of today's show, I'll just literally just give a roundup. Why is it so? And what I will add or finalize Shahrazad Ali's topic with is that the black man needs to assume his role with pride, passion, and precision. Only when the black woman feels safe will she step outside of her masculinity and leave the way and straight of fighting behind. We don't want to fight. It's a necessity, not a choice. And on the other hand, the black woman needs to be there to uphold the black man and allow him to have his position of masculinity, that he can be the provider, make him comfortable in the home, that he could go out and be comfortable in society. Stop downgrading the black man, and the black man stop downgrading the black woman. Keep our mess under our carpet. It doesn't give other nations or other cultures the right to speak down about us or to treat us badly. But if we're treating each other badly, then hey ho, why shouldn't everybody else? I've never really heard of a white person. There's no stigma that a white person or a Turkish man, white man, Indian man being held as disgraceful or lazy or typical criminal, or their women being held as aggressive. There's none of that. And the reason why we have it is purely because we promote that. We teach other people and tell other people how we are, and in turn, that's their identity of us. So we need to be careful with the words we speak on ourselves and love each other. Just going finally, sorry, I did forget to mention Fire. Firestead is our herbalist, our body engineer mechanic, and with regards to the update on the journey that I'm doing with regards to the weight loss, just to let you know, everything's going really well. Since doing the cleanse, my system has actually changed. I can't tolerate certain foods no more, and effectively this seems to be making my journey to veganism or plant-based a lot more easier to handle. I will give more updates on that next week. I want to thank Mr. Junior Everett for joining us. I really appreciate your time and your contribution to the show as well as to the Black community. I will be an avid supporter of what you're doing, and I'll be keeping in touch with you. Yeah, we hope to have you on again in maybe a few weeks, few months, to give us an update on what you're doing and to let us know how things are going.
That'd be perfect. Totally my pleasure, Lou. Honestly, I really, really, really appreciate you having me on your show. Really fantastic. It's been brilliant.
Right, thank you very much. Thank you. And thank you to everyone. And we'll see you next week, Monday, same time. Take care. Enjoy your evening, your week. And have a productive new year, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. Take good care. Thank you, Lou.
All right. Bye. So that was the show, people. You have, let me just check any comments quickly. If you have any questions or anything that you'd like to contribute to the show, if there's anything you'd like us to speak about, please get in touch with us. Yeah, we look forward to your contributions. Thanks again. It's been Black Table Talk Show. We're out. See you next week.